Okay, hello. I'm Ben Brown. I have a bachelor's in guitar performance. I've been playing for 20 years. And if you're following along, I am programming my perfect guitar tool. And this is the latest feature. The way that it works is you can create a chord, any chord. You can hit Command C to copy it or Command X to cut it. Now you can press any of the number keys 1 through 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And you get all these chords spit out. If you want to try this for yourself, you can go to guitar.box/demo. Yes, so you can play with that yourself. What the heck is going on here? Let's talk about what this thing is doing. That set of chords is called diatonic. They're the diatonic chords. The way that you get diatonic chords is a 3-step process. First, you need to pick either the major or minor scale. Step 1. Step 2, you need to take whatever chord shape you're trying to build, and you need to rebuild it on top of each scale degree. And I can illustrate that. And then you just need to adjust all the internal intervals to like fit and line up to that scale. That's the words for it, but let me actually show you that. I can illustrate it. But like first, I want to talk about like why. Why do you want why would you want to even create or build these diatonic chords? The thing is, like, these chords basically gets you 90% of songs. Like, I guarantee you 9 out of 10 of the songs that you want to learn, it's using these chords. The reason for that is like the diatonic chords are like this set of chords that have this kind of cohesive sound. They all kind of go together well. They have a well understood and balanced roles and relationships. Very conducive for nice sounding music. Let's break it down. Let me illustrate it so that it's a little bit more clear about what's really going on here. So let's say we want to find the diatonic chords for this G triad. We're going to start simple with a triad. First, we're going to take a look at our major scale. I'm just going to do it on one string. Down here, I have all the degrees of the scale. Root, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh octave. So the chord that we want to build, this guy here, this G major triad, this guy can be seen as grabbing, it's the root, third, and the fifth here. To see that up in the guitar, we have the root, the third, and the fifth. One simple way to see this is that in the chord degrees, you're picking your starting place, you're skipping a note, grabbing the next, skipping and grabbing the next. It actually looks pretty simple here. On the strings, though, it's a little bit more complicated because the spacing between the skipping, the frets are changing. So if you're starting here at the root, if you go up 1 fret, 2 fret, 3 fret, 4, the 4th fret is what you're selecting because that's in the scale, the major scale. When you try to grab the next part of the triad, okay, I think I have to go back to what a triad is. A triad is one of the simplest chords you can make. It has some rules about its construction. First, you pick a starting point, pretty simple. The thing above that starting point is going to be a third. And so this is going up a third, this one is going up a third. The next thing that you do to make it a 3-note chord is you get the next third, the next available third. You have your first third, and now you want to stack another third on top. So in the scale, the next third is going to be this. The fact that this third is a major third and that this third is a minor third is just incidental because of what notes and spacings are available on the scale that you chose. That's why major or minor makes that effect. So a triad in its essence is this shape that is 2 third intervals stacked on top of each other. Now, if we want to make all the diatonic triads, we have our first one. Now the next thing for us to do, take that same triad shape, but now we're going to start in the next scale degree. So in this case, we'll grab the second, and we need the third above that, and we need the third above that one. On the neck, we would see, starting here, when you go up a third, boom, this is a minor third. Let's go up another third. Oh, look, we've got a major third. The stacking of minor third plus major third equals a minor chord. Earlier we saw a major third plus a minor third, which gave us a major chord. It's like because there's 2 different kinds of thirds, you get like different things. There's 2 other permutations that we'll find out about. Next chord, let's try to do the 3. This is good stuff. We'll just shift this whole box over. This is our triad shape essentially. And then now we're moving over the scale degree, starting on the third. And we get to see that. Starting here, skip and do this guy, which is another minor third. Skip, do this guy. That is a major third. And then we can keep on doing this. We keep on making this shape to see what the 4 is doing, like that, all the way up. If you play this process out, you will have a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 chords, and they will all have their own quality. And by that, I mean they'll either be major, minor, or some other little bit different things. And that's how it would play out after you make all these guys. A really clean way to tie both of this piece of information together into one symbol is to use that esoteric piece of knowledge of a Roman numeral. So the 1 is capital I major, lowercase 2 i's, a minor 2, minor 3, major 4, major 5, minor 6. 7 is going to be one of those odd other kind of chords. So since we're here at it, we saw a major third plus a minor third get you major. Minor third plus a major third will get you minor. But there's 2 other permutations. You can have a minor third plus a minor third. And what that gets you is a thing called diminished, more fully written out, diminished. And so that's what you get with the 7 is your diminished triad, giving you, minor third plus the minor third. If you want to see it, in the major scale, the 7th degree is right behind the 1. Then you grab the 2 and you grab 4, minor third, 3 frets apart, minor third, 3 frets apart. We would see that here, 7. These guys grab that. It does kind of just a little wrap around. It's a Pac-Man rules. Yes. So that's diminished. You use that like degree symbol to show it off. The last permutation is a major third and a major third. And this one is considered augmented. And it doesn't naturally show up in diatonic chords. There's no diatonic chord that is a major third on top of a major third. But that's what that is. And then finally, to finish this thought off, the 8th chord is just returning back to the top. It's an octave higher, but we're grabbing just the same thing, the major third and the perfect 5th. So this is your diatonic triads for a major scale. This is the order in which they show up. That's the pattern. So now let's hear that again. Pop over. Yeah. Okay, so let's see that again with our G major here. We'll cut it. 1, 2 minor, 3 minor, 4 major, 5 major, 6 minor, 7 diminished, and then you got the octave. All right, beautiful. I didn't intend to go so lessony on it. So I'll tell you, when I got the program to make the diatonic chords, I actually got super excited. I was like, oh my gosh, I couldn't wait to like talk about it. Because there's a lot of cool things that this program is doing that it makes it great. One is it automatically detects whether you should be using a major or a minor scale to like build up these things. So these are the diatonic chords of A minor. The program automatically detects that major or minor situation and then builds on the fly the exact diatonic chords that it needs to build, right? That's pretty neat. The other like really cool part of this, unlike me, this program can do that with like as complicated of chords as I can imagine. Like this is something I couldn't actually really, I couldn't do this with my fingers. Definitely not fast enough. I think you can't do. Maybe there's some piano players or something that can crank that out. Maybe with this, I could actually learn tricks to make this happen with the fingers that I do have available. I think that's super neat. And so it works with like really complicated chords. It also works just as well, and this is where I'd recommend you start, with as simple as possible. Just the intervals. I don't know the Rugrats. Also, what's really nice about like the way this is set up, you know, just being able to press the 1 through 8 keys, is that like that's what you would call these things. When you refer to the diatonic chords, you would call them the 1, the 2, the 3, the 4, the 5, the 6, the 7. Probably not really the 8, but 1 through 7. And so playing the keyboard to make it all happen is pretty nice. That's it for the video and relevant things. I am going to keep on talking. I'm going to take a deep breath and bring us into the end where I kind of want to take another deep breath. I kind of want to just jibber jabber for a second. In some of my older videos, I was much more I didn't know exactly what was going to happen. It's much more stream of conscious, and I felt like in those videos some of my life kind of bled into them, and so they end up being kind of these nice little like artifacts, these little archives that I can go back and actually remember where I was in my life. And so we'll see if tagging on a little something like this can make that happen. So just kind of sitting into it, just trying to become a little bit present. At this moment, probably one of the more exciting things is that I have purchased Guitar.box. Guitar.box is my domain name that I rent every single year, supposedly. And it marks like one, it's like a baller. It's such a good domain name. And then now it's like I need to one, this is like me just wanting to get serious, right? Like I'm ready to take helping people with the knowledge that I have about guitar. I want to take that process serious. And so I discovered that this domain name was open and I went for it. So I'm actually very excited about it because it's like instantly recognizable and makes sense. And it's calling me to be better, because some of what I've had before, like I have the beta of the lessons that I want to deliver to folks, and so that's available. I am selling that, but it has some holes that need to get plugged up, and putting it under the banner of Guitar.box made it very clear the holes that were there and what needed to be fixed. And so I am in the process of making that happen, and it'll become more and more legitimate. Yeah, that's kind of a new thing from the past week. if you, I think that this is relevant to this moment. So for, I don't know, the people who pay close attention, I'm missing my third string there. And that's because I've been keeping this guitar in Jacob Collier's 5-string tuning, and because I just like it. I just like it a whole bunch. The issue, though, is if you tune it the way that I was in tuning up a G string up to an A, that tension isn't exactly what it's used to, and my old strings just popped. So, word of warning there. But I still love it. I just left it as it was. I tuned it to standard so that I could do that demo, but I will tune it back to Jacob Collier's 5-string because that's enjoyable. I have other way bigger and way more important news, but I think that'll be good. Is there anything else that's relevant about this moment of my life? It's springtime in Texas. It was literally feeling like summer for a while, but for whatever reason today, it's overcast. It's a little humid. The skies are a gray. They're starting to brighten though as the day goes on. Yeah, it's a nice day. Be a great day to go on a walk. Okay, I'm gonna sign this one off. Okay, I'll see you in the next one. Bye.